What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. We are continuing our journey around Kentucky. We are coming to you guys from Moutardier Campground, another Army Corps of Engineers campground. I know, hard to believe, but we found this one a little different setup here. We'll show you guys our site here shortly, but definitely, I won't say it's bad. It's just different. So, and there wasn't a lot of instruction on getting in here.
Yeah, it was unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected. And we were kind of racing the weather. We had a bunch of big storms coming, so we were trying to, hopefully, our hope was to get here, pull in, get set up before the storms got here. And instead we pulled up and were a bit confused as to how this whole place was laid out. And like I said, there was nobody at the guard shack there where you check in, so we had to kind of wing it. We talked to a few other campers that were around. One of them was a local that comes here a lot, so they kind of clued us in on how to get into the spot the correct way. So that was good. But we are also going to be visiting Mammoth Cave National Park. In fact, we're getting ready to head out there here shortly. We went online. They require you to have a ticket or reservation to do the cave tour, so it's all self-guided now, but you do have to have a ticket. So we got on recreation.gov. We were actually going to go tomorrow, but there were no tickets available, only walk-up tickets. So
with it being Labor Day weekend, it showed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday tickets completely
right.
taken, so you had a chance of getting a walk-up spot, but only like 15 spots. So we decided to change our plans around a little bit and head over there to this afternoon.
Yeah, they had a lot of tickets available for this afternoon, so we're hoping that means it's not going to be super busy. And we're going to shoot over there. It's about 40 to 45 minutes to get there from where we're at. So we're going to shoot over there this afternoon and check it out.
And then tomorrow we're going to go check out Abraham Lincoln's birthplace.
Yep.
And Dylan's really excited about that.
Kentucky's been good. It's been awfully wet while we've been here. We've had a tremendous amount of rain, so that's kind of hindered some of our outdoor activities a little bit, but we're trying to take advantage of what we have in between the rain. And it looks like for today the rain's pretty much moved out, so we're going to shoot over to Mammoth Cave, and we're excited to go there. It's a place we've been wanting to get to check out, so we're gonna head that way. Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Ready?
Yeah. All right, up you go. Yeah, footwear, mister. All right, so we wrapped up our time over at Mammoth Cave National Park. Very, very cool. The only weird thing on the self-guided tour, they have rangers kind of spaced at different locations throughout the cave, and it's very dimly lit. So if you've ever been in like a haunted house and you just have a figure standing off in the corner kind of waiting for somebody to jump out and go boo, that's what it reminded us of. None of them scared anybody, but Some of them were a little more talkative than others, and the ones that were just standing there and not really saying a whole lot just kind of took you off guard when you come around a dimly lit corner and there's just a person standing there. So, but the cave was super awesome. I'm really glad we decided to go over there today. There weren't many people there at all, so you know it seems like I don't know the exact number, but there were probably only about 8 or 10 people in the group that went in at the same time we went in. And once you're inside, everybody kind of spaces out, so we really had, you know, felt like we had really pretty much the whole place to ourselves while we were walking around and just kind of exploring the different sections. So right now we are coming back up to Moutardier Campground, and we're gonna run through here and show you the challenge that we faced yesterday when we got here. And you're gonna notice right away that we are facing the wrong direction. Alright, so I'll show you guys this site. These are pull-through sites. We didn't really realize that when we did it initially. So show you guys how this place is set up and where my confusion was. So here is a site. That's 61 down there. We're in 58. So kind of the confusion is that this road here, you can see the way these sites are angled. We should be coming in from up this direction. So when you come in from that direction and pull up alongside your site here, which is basically just off the road, you're facing the wrong way. So there's our camp side. There's our hookups way up there. So it's a little confusing. We have campers down here. They're facing the opposite direction, but they're a pretty small travel trailer. And there were no other campers down this way. So we weren't sure if our site started here and this whole area back to our power box was our campsite, or if it started at our power box and went the opposite direction. It's just very unclear. So luckily there were some campers way up here on the hill. Saw us walking around looking all confused, so they clued us in and said that everybody that camps in these spots pulls in the opposite direction. So this road's the one way that heads up toward the hill there, but as you can see, somebody just pulled in there today and they're pulled in going the opposite direction also. So when we leave, we'll have to go out the opposite way. But it was definitely a little confusing, and we didn't want to be set up the wrong direction, knowing this place was going to be full this weekend and causing a whole bunch of problems. So you can see there's the slides, come out pretty close to the road, but we didn't want to be the only people set up the wrong way and have a bunch of confusion once this place started filling up. So there it is. So we're coming out here today to Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. Very historical place. Dylan is very much into history, and he likes anything he can find about past presidents. So this is right up his alley.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yep, he's big fan of Abraham Lincoln. So we are out here today and brought him over here to check this place out. This is right up his alley. So we'll bring you guys some footage of around this place here.
Yep.
So, right now, for some reason, people want to see outside.
This is how it goes. So here's the spring, and then it goes underground and goes back into the river. Wow.
Not just going in the spring, guys.
That's crazy. Good back here.
Where's the cargo on it?
Down. Oh, here we go. Here's what happens when you have to go the opposite way because the campground's set up in a not so smart fashion. At least he can get out of the way for us. Tell you what, it's a lot easier going backwards when you leave before everybody else does, that's for sure. There's going to be some interesting conversations, I'm sure, when it's time for all these people to leave out of here. So we're going to head on up to this dump station, get dumped, and get on the road. Well, we made it out. Thank goodness. But like I said, there are going to be some upset people meeting face to face when all those people face the wrong direction. Got to get them big old fifth wheels and travel trailers out of there.
Alright, so we don't always do things exactly like everybody else. Most people don't leave a campground on Saturday of Labor Day weekend, but we are. And that wraps up our time at Moutardier Campground in Kentucky. It's one of the Central Southern Army Corps campgrounds that we stayed at. We stayed at Lake Cumberland, Barren River Lake, and then this one was on Nolan River Lake. And we would probably say it's the least one that we liked out of the three.
May have been because of all the people.
Right. So we can't be too strict on our judging because it was a holiday weekend and it's always going to be a little crazier on holiday weekends. But just the layout of the campground, the loop that we particularly stayed in was Loop A, and we didn't get the opportunity to drive the other loops because we went to see the Mammoth Cave National Park and Abraham Lincoln's birthplace while we were here, so it was mostly just a landing spot for us to go see those places. But we just like the layout of the other two campgrounds that we stayed at.
Yeah, like Erica said, you know, we can't be too harsh as far as whether we like the campground or not. You know, having it coming backwards like that is never fun, especially when it's really, really busy, like on a holiday weekend. And you know, holiday weekends also draw out a lot of your people that don't camp a whole lot. So anytime you have that situation, you know, people are out having a good time, and that's fine. You know, we're all good with that. But we had a couple loud neighbors. One in particular that was, you know, talking more like he was hanging out in a bar, real loud with his friends, than at a campground with families running around. So not a big fan of that. You know, that kind of behavior in a campground. And really, holiday weekend or not, there's really not an excuse for that. So kind of glad that we were bailing out when we did, because it's, you know, it's a Saturday night, so I'm sure they are, and we've heard them. They were getting after it well on a little past 10 o'clock the last couple nights.
And quiet hours at the 10.
You know, but we try to cut people a lot of slack, try to see things from their point of view, but you know, getting loud and throwing out a bunch of foul language in a campground with families around.
Well, and it's in the middle of the day. It's
Well,
we...
yeah, I mean, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they were getting after it pretty good. So, you know, kind of glad we're bailing out because didn't really want to keep hearing all that.
And we didn't change our plans because of that or anything. Our plans already had us leaving today. But we're just glad that it ended up working out the way it did.
We're actually going to catch a harvest host tonight. So it'll be the first time we stayed at a harvest host in a long time. So
Last one's Tennessee, so definitely.
It'll actually be our second one. We've only stayed at one other one, and that was in Tennessee when we first left Florida, like Dylan just said.
Yep.
So they have a restaurant on site that we're planning on checking out for dinner.
Yum.
So we'll catch you guys from Indiana.